Hi there. Today's broadcast is thanks to Samuel Palmer's suggestion. Sam is a voice teacher and vocal coach and yoga instructor in Nevada City, California. So thanks, Sam, for this great idea. Head voice, chest voice, mode 1, mode 2, registers, these are all names for the same things, and they can be pretty confusing for singers, voice teachers, and vocal coaches. In my neuro-vocal professional training classes, I've often heard voice pros admit to feeling unsure, that's a fair word, about how to treat voice types that they experience as being different from their own, or very different from their own. And they wonder about how to help singers with pop-style head voice or falsetto. And it is such a reasonable thing to be confused about, especially if you've come to voice training through a college or university. This broadcast is going to set your mind at ease about approaching M2, head voice, or falsetto for popular styles, and also give you an idea for getting started with M2 sounds for singers of popular and contemporary music theater styles. I'm Meredith Colby. I'm the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces neuro-vocal method, a way to approach singing for popular styles that is based on brain science. If you're interested in getting information about neuro-vocal professional training or about coaching one-on-one with me, you can get the information at my website, neuro-vocal.com. I want to start today by making clear that the words I'm going to use to describe these registers are M1 or mode 1 and M2 or mode 2. Now the reason that I choose those instead of head voice and chest voice or head register and chest register is twofold. The first is because I believe that calling them head and chest is confusing for our clients and students who more often than not are avocational, and then they get weird ideas about what registers are and how they work because we're referring to different points in our anatomy. So I just think it's confusing anyway. But the more important reason is because these gendered terms are not applicable in popular styles. Fun fact for the day. And as we approach this, I want you to stay with me as I refer to chest register or chest voice as M1 and falsetto or head voice as M2, and you no longer have to make the distinction between head voice and falsetto because that's not a thing in popular styles. They're all M2. The function is the same, and singers treat them very similarly. In fact, let me throw out a few names here. If you haven't heard these singers, go listen to them. But if you are familiar with any of these singers, think about how they treat their registration. Like they make very similar choices regardless of their gender. I'm going to throw out some names: Sarah Bareilles, Teddy Swims, Daniel Caesar, Sam Smith, The Weeknd, Beyonce, Christina Aguilera. They're all really, really good examples of people who use registration in very similar ways, regardless of what their sex or gender is. So you may have learned, and it may be very natural to you, to experience your M2 registration as being fluty, hooty, flute-like. These are concept words, but hopefully you're with me on this. So like there's a feeling of space. For a lot of people who live in that register, there's a certain frequency at which they experience a lot of expansion and freedom that they just love. That is a great sound. All that to say it's a great sound. And you can totally use that. That's a color that you can use even in popular styles if you want. You're welcome. The more typical sound for M2 in popular styles is one that you're going to experience as being more pointed or forward or buzzy or edgy. Again, these are concept words. Hopefully you're with me on this. This type of sound is very helpful to cultivate if you are wanting to create a high mix in popular styles or contemporary music theater styles. So I'm going to walk you through this. It's really specific, but I think it will help you. Bring it into your studio today. Try it with your students. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does work, yay, that would be good. You helped somebody. So let's say your song is, let's take a little piece, just a few notes. Okay, here's my song. And I love you. Okay, there's my little piece of a song. So your client is going, and I love you. And you're going, is that the sound you want? They're like, no, it feels really separate to me. I want it to be together. You're like, okay, let's try this. What I'd like you to do is on that pitch, I want you to do a really horrible, bright, brassy knee sound. So you get them go, knee, like it's really like a mouse, okay? Knee. Do it with them so they don't feel dumb. You can do it together. Okay, you get them to make that sound and then get them to pay attention to that sound. I don't care how it is. If they can feel it, yay. If they are listening to it, yay, whatever. But get them to pay attention to how they're making that sound. nee. Once they can repeat that, then ask them to keep that same quality as they change it to an ah vowel. Okay, so now they're going nee. To be fair, everybody, please stay with me here. The first couple or few times they do it, they might go nee. It might drop back. Fine. Let them practice. Don't fix it. Don't tell them what to do. Just say, you're on your way. Hold your intention. Do it again. So eventually they're going to be Nia. And then you say, okay, now say your word love like that. Love. Gross, right? Yes. Okay. Now I want you to try to keep that quality and open it up a little bit more. Love. Okay. So now sing your phrase. And I love you. So now there's still a little bit of a break in there, right? Ask them to pay attention to how they're connecting those sounds, because they are going to think, oh, that's so gross. But really, is it? Because when they practice it a few times and you help them with this, it will turn into, and I love you. And you can hear that I'm switching a tiny bit, but it's not that love you. It's not that really exaggerated switch that they don't want. And I love you. They're using that kind of pointy, edgy pop sound, and it's helping them to create this kind of camouflage. Love you. So that's like if they want it connected. Also, be clear. They don't have to. They can go, and I love you. If they're doing it with intention and that's what they want, great. Let them do it. There's nothing wrong with that in pop styles or even music theater styles if that's their character. So I hope that helped a little bit. That is not from a real song. That is just notes that I made up. My name is Meredith Colby. Have a great week.